Hi, darlings. Lesson 35. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Well, most of us don't go around feeling holy all the time, so let's find out more. By establishing your source, this lesson establishes your identity. We are in a state of pretending. That's what we're doing. The ego is a thought in God's mind which said, I can separate from God. If you want, go to the bonus room and watch the mythology video. That might help a little bit with this lesson. So when we start to practice, my mind is part of God's, I am very holy, that really is an undoing, an unwinding, an unraveling of what we think. And this lesson has us make lists. We're going to list attributes of ourselves. We're going to describe what we think we're like. I am kind. I am vain. I am fat. I am thin. I am smart. I am stupid. On and on and on. It provides a list in the lesson. Take a look at that. And we're not to try to go too deep and dig too much, and we're not to avoid anything, and we're not to specifically harp on anything. So this is a day of list making and turning over the list by saying, after we've read aloud or to ourselves what we've written down, but my mind is part of God's. I am very holy. We're shifting our identification. Little by little, we're going to be disidentifying with the ego and re-identifying with our source, with God, with formless light, with infinite, eternal love. It's pretty simple. We just have to keep repeating it until we get it. It talks about how by image making, by fixating on a world that seems to be outside of ourselves, we keep ourselves distracted and unaware of our source. And this image making, which can sound, very technical and impossible to comprehend, is really just a kind of daydream, a game of make-believe, a game of pretend. It's as if we have an imaginary friend and we're talking to this imaginary friend, and then we're angry at this imaginary friend, and the imaginary friend, as much as we ascribe qualities to this other person, is not really there and can't really feel anything or have anything happen to him or her. Not really. Well, we are as unreal as the imaginary friend. The whole thing is a dream. Now, I don't say this, and the Course doesn't say this to scare you, simply to help you emerge from the deep coma that you have placed yourself in, that we have all placed ourselves in. That's how the ego mind operates. It submerged us into a profound state of forgetfulness, unconsciousness, amnesia. And we're melting away that iceberg of guilt of which we've been unconscious. And as we do that, we really begin to get it, that my mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Holy just means whole, unified. We come from a source of living, loving light. We are that living, loving light as well, and we are here to extend that living, loving light and to be a conduit for that light to flow through. So go forth and make lists and turn them over. Let go and let God. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.